A little homesteady updatiness. There you go, focus you thing. This is Los Gardenos corn here, planted with beans intermingled. As you can see, doing great. We've got beans just starting to come up and climb right here. We've got a row of tomato plants right here. And yes, those are baby turkeys running around in there. And there is Mama Turkey right there. We found her to be very gentle in here, which is cool. We have 3 rows that haven't quite come up, although there are a couple of tomatoes coming up back there, but that all desperately need to be weeded. Our salad greens back there have all gone to bolt because it's hot now. We have a lot of onions back along the back right here. And there are some sugar beets in here. And I don't remember what else. Carrots in there. But and then you got your zucchini squash right down the middle, right here. And some more corn and a couple other odds and ends planted along the front right there. So we were asked, what kind of yield do you typically get from your gardens, and do you do a lot of pressure canning? So that's one of our gardens. We have, I say we, Grandma has a garden up by her house, and we have garden beds in the front of our house as well. And our neighbors on the one side next door to us have a sizable garden, probably about the same size as the one I just showed you, as well as myriad row crops. And then our neighbors on the other side have a garden about the same size as the one I just showed you. Yields are tricky, bro. That's part of the problem. If you're trying to estimate how much food are you going to get per square foot, it's highly dependent. Soil conditions, weather, rain and temperature, the specific type of plant, pests, fertilization, all plays a role. There's a calculator on that hippie website, Mother Earth News. There's a garden calculator, which they have a tool, I think it is, a garden layout tool that allows you to lay out a garden on your computer at their website and then insert, drag and drop different plants. And there's a function, I think, if you click on each row, it'll give you an approximate yield based upon that species. That's a place to start. Anecdotally, I can tell you that growing up, we had a 2-acre garden for a house full of kids, my mom and my dad. 1 acre of that 2-acre garden was tomatoes, cilantro, and peppers, predominantly jalapeno, but also some scotch bonnets and habaneros, ghost peppers, Thai chilies, a couple other things for making salsa. My dad made salsa, and it was damn good. And among many other things, he turned that into kind of a micro side business where we'd make a couple hundred pints of salsa each year, sell them for $6 a piece, make $1,000. Which there's a lesson even in that sometimes living in the country, it takes multiple different revenue streams to be able to make ends meet. And so I'm watching Mama Turkey. She's not happy because 2 of her little poults are over by the 4-wheeler, but 3 of them are still inside of the garden with her, and one of the roosters is over there, and Mama Turkey will schwack yo ass. She killed one of our roosters because it apparently was giving her Pulse a hard time, and as you may have guessed, I care not one iota for the loss of a rooster. So, good job, Mama Turkey. And there goes Jose over there trying to get some. Good for you, Jose. You know, sorry, shiny object syndrome. Squirrels everywhere, man. So we had a 2-acre garden. 1 acre that was for producing salsa. The other acre, which was well established and well maintained because we had a house full of kids, produced more than enough food for us to eat spring, summer, fall, and then have lots of stuff on the shelf for the winter. Canned green beans. We did a lot of canned green beans. Potatoes, hundreds of pounds of potatoes. Lay up potatoes, you know, year after year after year, lay up potatoes. Corn as well. Slicing tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, black-eyed peas, beans, you know, pinto beans, lima beans, stuff like that. Salad greens. Your cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, kohlrabi, broccoli rabe, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, stuff of that nature. And we stayed fed a household of 8 to 10 people year round, but it was worked by a household of 8 to 10 people year round on an established plot. It was not something that just happened overnight. It took years of effort to get to that point. So there's an anecdote for you to extrapolate whatever data from that you would like to, as well as the Mother Earth News website to lay out your garden digitally to get an idea of what the yield will be. But yield is very tricksy. There's so many different environmental factors. If you could predict yield accurately, you would be a trillionaire commodities trader right now. So the general rule of thumb is plant more than you're gonna need. We've also been getting great zucchini this year, anecdotally, and our cucumbers are producing well as well. Our pickling cukes are doing great. We got to make a bunch of pickles maybe today. We'll see what happens. Now, do we pressure can a lot? So pressure canning is typically done with meat. Water bath canning you can do for things that aren't protein, that aren't meat, but pressure canning you do with meat. And short answer is yes, we do pressure can regularly. We do a lot of stocks. We do a lot of chicken, whole and or parted out into cans. And we've done some ground beef, and we've done some potted stew meat, but mostly chicken we've pressure canned. My wife has a ginormous pressure canner, you know, and pressure canning's not the kind of thing you want to mess up because #botulism, bro. But there's lots of good books on pressure canning and pressure canning recipes. Oh, and tomato sauce. If you do tomato sauce that has, you know, beef or, ground beef or sausage or anything like that in it, you have to pressure can that. It's not good enough to just water bath can that. You have to pressure can it. It's like 10 pounds for 75 minutes per quart, or I don't remember, which is why you should definitely have a reference book now. Which one? I don't know. My wife knows. But yes, we do pressure can a good bit. One of the things that's coming to me right now is that we had a bit of an outdoor kitchen growing up. And a lot of people that do a lot of agricultural things have outdoor kitchens, or at least an area where they can do cooking outside. Because in the heat of the summer, especially if you're off grid, it sucks to be standing over a fire pressure canning all day. It's a lot of work. Canning is a lot of work. I mean, hell, just, canning pickles, making tomato sauce, canning salsa. It's a lot of damn work, but it's worth it when you're not starving to death in the winter and early spring. Now, there's part of why the Feast of First Fruits, which the Israelites are commanded to keep, and how you self-identify as an Israelite is not necessarily any of my business, and we won't get started on that, but I digress. The Feast of First Fruits was the first harvest of the year. It's that first stuff that's coming up out of the ground. Praise Yah, we did not starve to death. We made it through another winter. There's a lot of power in that, because it acknowledges that it's only by the hand of the Most High did we not starve to death. And now we're being returned to life. As the world springs to life around us, we're being returned to life as things grow up out of the ground so that we can continue to eat. And so potted foods and stews and canned things and preserved things, with vinegar or sugar or whatever, is a way of life. It is a way of life. And yes, we do it. And we have some of it to do. I'll see if I can get my wife to participate in that. We also make quite a bit of fruit leather with my wife's dehydrator. This is amino-wise, by the way. I'm fasting for the next 24, 48 hours until I feel normal again. The diet has been a joke lately. I'm 4 pounds heavier than I wanted to be. And you ever just eat so much junk food that you didn't drink the day before, but you wake up feeling like you're hungover? Yeah. Stuff's not good for your body. Getting back to gardening and pressure canning, real food is good for your body. Your body knows what to do with that far better than it knows what to do with a double quarter pounder with cheese. So, yes to all of the above. How much garden? How many people? How much sun? How much rain? What plants? How many square feet? What's the condition of the soil? How much fertilizer? Yada, yada, yada. Don't know. It's a very difficult answer to give, but I can tell you this: start and you will learn as you go that you need X amount. And I know there are those of us out there that would like to know up front that I need 1,280 square foot of garden, so therefore I'm going to put in 1,500 square foot, and that'll give me a cushion of 220 square feet, which accounts for roughly 17% over what my actual need is, so that I've got room to search. That it doesn't work that way with gardens. It is an art form, not a formula. And I would dare say the more as a society we've tried to make it a formula, the less nutritional value our food has had. It is an art form to bring forth life out of the ground and to honor our Creator in the doing of that, and to produce and consume real food. So how much garden do you need to do that? I don't know. But you should start figuring it out for yourself where you are. The answer is very likely more than you think. It would not be a bad idea to take whatever number you have come up with and double it. And then start there. And do we pressure can? Oh, absolutely, we pressure can. I'll see if I can get my wife to pressure can some stuff on camera. Thanks for the question. Shalom, y'all.